All right, so this is the last question in the sprint section of the week 2 handout. And it has a system of equations, and it says, based on the system of equations, what is the value of m plus a plus t plus h? So the reason I added this question to the handout was because a lot of times in algebra, most people, at least me definitely, all we learn in terms of solving systems of equations is just you can substitute or you can eliminate. And actually, there's a lot more creative ways of solving equations, and one of them, the most intuitive way almost, is just looking for patterns. So for example, if we were to look at this equation, we can see a lot of interesting things about it. First off, every equation looks pretty much the same, and then when we look further into it, well, we have MATH, right, in order. Well, m plus a equals t is the first equation, and then a plus t equals h, and then t plus h equals m, h plus m equals a. We're literally just taking the first two letters, then we have the third equals the third, these two letters equal that, these two letters equal that, these two letters equal that, right? So in that aspect, it's very similar. And the other thing you notice is this will happen in a lot of questions, is that we end up with two of each letter type on the left side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So what we can do is, since there's an even number of each letters, there's the same amount of each letter on that side, and we're looking for the sum of all of them, well, what we can do is we can add all of these equations together. And we get, let me just say, m plus a from the first equation plus a plus t plus h plus h plus m. But like I mentioned, that's two of each letter. So it's really just 2 times m plus 2 times a plus 2 times a plus 2 times t plus 2 times h equals, on this side, it's t plus h plus m plus a, but I don't like saying that, so I'm going to put them in the order of math, equals m plus a plus t plus h. So we can factor out the 2 on this side, and we get m plus 2 times m plus a plus t plus h equals, math, m plus a plus t plus h. So the only way the left side will be equal to the right side is if m plus a plus t plus h, if that's equal to 0, because then we'll have zeros equal to 0. Now, that's just one way to look at it. There are so many creative ways to solve systems. Like, just looking at this, another way I can think of is, well, we know that m plus a is equal to t from the first equation, right? And we know that t plus h is equal to m from the third equation. So we have that m plus a plus t plus h equals t plus m, which means we can say, oh, cancel out the m on both sides, cancel out the t on both sides. A plus h is equal to 0. And then we can also say, well, similarly, a plus t from the second equation is equal to h, and then m and h from the fourth equation, well, that's equal to a. So we can also say that m plus a plus t plus h is equal to h plus a, in which case the h's would cancel out and the a would cancel out, leaving us with m plus t is equal to 0. Equal to 0 on this side too. So if m plus t is equal to 0, and then a plus h is equal to 0, well, then the sum of all of them is also going to be equal to 0. So basically my point is there are so many creative ways to solve systems. Don't try to always, as soon as you see a system, rush into substitution or elimination, because a lot of times there's more creative, much faster methods.